a lot of times the biggest thing in a startup is you need to follow up, right? Like I have so many horror stories where I'm like, how did you not follow up on that? You know, quick action gets you results. I tell people that when they say it's about the people, you know, it really is, but you can't be like afraid to tell people like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is where we're struggling. Like, do you know anyone that might be, because we could have just done a surface conversation like, oh, it's going great. How are you? You know, but it was like, he's asking, he's genuine. He might know someone that can help. Take the opportunity.
Zack, how are you?
I'm lovely. I'm a little confused. Don't know what to do. I've been staring at this screen for 6 years.
Right.
And now it's not 2 feet in front of me. I'm confused what to do
There's
next.
a lot of different things that are, yes, somewhat distracting.
Ooh, it's like when someone sends you a text, you don't know who they are. It's like new phone, who dis?
That's right.
That's how I feel right now.
New look.
Yeah, new look, who dis? How's it going?
Great. It's good to see you.
Still got the black tee, I see.
Still have the black tee.
Okay. I'm interested in if the photographers have done a good job of not making me look like an ogre like the people at Channel 13 did when we were on that live shot for the World Cup. You know, it was like me, like big lumberjack, and
that's
then
funny.
you.
Yeah,
like,
I did get a couple comments about that
thanks.
from that was posted. It was like, Tim, you look tiny.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what isn't tiny is the growth of our guests today. We've had them on the show before, met them maybe a decade or so ago. It's the team of Brittany and Dave at Where2Wheel. So excited to have you guys here. Didn't even tell them to wear the black tees, but here they are, rocking them.
We knew.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
You guys are a part of the new phone who dis.
Yes.
This is somewhere in the 280s of the episode, something like that. You know, we should have these things fact checked beforehand, but
we just roll. We
roll. Yeah, we're wheeling on.
We wheel with it. Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, so when I met you guys,
how did you guys meet?
I feel like Bill had gone to 1 million cups.
Yep.
You guys had pitched a 1 million cups.
Yep.
And then Bill was in Bill's like famous way. You guys got to come on down to Hatch and see what that's all about.
Bill who?
Shively.
Yeah, Shively.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you guys came on down.
Yep.
I own a Jeep. Tim's owned a Jeep. Y'all own a Jeep, or at least you used to.
Still do.
So where was Where2Wheel then? And what have y'all been working on since?
Yeah.
Because it's been quite the journey.
Oh, man.
Yeah. You want me to cover the inception?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so we came back home from college. I went to Roanoke College. Brittany went to Virginia Tech. And through my high school career in Virginia Beach, always into off-roading, you know, going out, usually trespassing on properties, but going out and having some fun in the mud.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I get back home.
It's outside of the statute of limitations.
That's correct. That's correct.
We don't. Well,
Never got caught.
Debatable. But,
wait. So you grew up here?
Yes,
Yeah,
born and
born and
raised.
raised.
You did too?
Wow.
No, I was
you're
a
like
Navy
Iowa.
brat.
Okay.
Although my dad did residency at Portsmouth Naval, so I was here for like 4 years when I was younger. Yes, but no.
Okay, so you guys go to college.
Mhm.
One of you guys, you go into where?
Roanoke.
Roanoke College. And then there's another college that we don't talk about where Brittany went.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep. And then we get back home, back in Virginia Beach. I'm looking for somewhere to go off-roading. All the old locations are boarded
Housing
up, closed up.
developments.
Can't go there anymore.
Yeah.
So then I'm on the internet researching where I can go off-roading, not finding anything. All the information is just cataloged on forums, which, you know, not the easiest things to sort through. And you really got to dig for information on there. So at the time, Brittany and I had just received a wedding present, $10,000 from her grandfather. And we could have put a down payment down on a house, but we said, what would the fun in that be? So let's build a website where people can share where they're going off.
Real quick, what year is this?
This was like 2013, 2014.
So Airbnb at that time must have been just starting.
Yes.
Mhm.
So there was nothing that you could say, hey, we're going to be the
Right. Yeah.
No.
There's no precedent for that.
Airbnb
Yeah.
of.
Got
it.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we build where2wheel.com. It becomes a crowdsourced trail map of USA off-road spots.
Kind of like Yelp for off-roading.
hmm
That's what I think of
Pretty
it.
quickly, we grow up to
36,000 members.
Yeah, we're now at 36,000 members. More than 1 million people have searched the map to look for where to go off-roading. But in that first year, maybe we got 10 to 20,000 of those first members. So quick growth out of the gate. We knew we had something there. And once the data started piling up on that Where2Wheel crowdsourced trails map, It allows us to see where the people are searching for off-roading and then also where the off-roading is. And we're able to see there's a big gap between that. The markets aren't connecting. So obviously you've got to have a solution to come in and fill in the gap.
Mm-hmm. This is what Bill invested in. He invested in the crowdsourced trail map.
Yeah. So Bill, model he invested in was we were selling subscriptions to access the trails map, $3.99 a month. But
it's back in the day.
We pivoted away from that because of competition coming in, and the competition was following the same model of charging a subscription fee for access to that information. So we said, let's get ahead of that. Let's go free. We'll leave the competition behind. Because we were starting to see the evidence that wasn't the real problem. The problem was not that people weren't sharing the information. The problem was a supply issue. The supply of off-road trails was not, it wasn't adequate in volume, so there weren't enough trails. And the trails that do exist weren't of quality, meaning they weren't conveniently located adjacent to the markets of off-roaders.
Yeah. So then we were like, okay, if this is a supply problem, not an information problem, what do we do? So we tried to build actually like small scale KOA off-road parks, which is a nightmare working with city bureaucracy. I don't know if you guys have ever had to do that. It's not fun.
I've never tried building an amusement park.
I played the
Oh my gosh.
I want to own an amusement park, but I just want to acquire one that's already done.
Yeah, that would be the way to go. So that was not a scalable or quick. Like it had a lot of upfront money needed, overhead. It was not a scalable solution. So then we were like, what do we do now? And then we were like, at that point, we got connected to a landowner and we're like, well, let's just throw some tires down on 3 acres and see if they'll pay to come. And they did. And then he knew a landowner. So then we're like, okay, this will work. So we started partnering with landowners instead.
Can you go into what does it take to convert land into a park? Is it 3 acres? Is it tiger? Like, what do you need to bring out like a backhoe or something and like dig trenches? Yeah,
they're massive.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the land. Like our location in Northern Virginia is what we would call just a trail ride location. So he lives on the land and he developed this trail system himself. It's awesome. It's got like 6 or 8 miles of off-road trails, which is a lot for private land. And then he's got like some logs, ditch crossings in between. So either you need to have acquired the land where it already had trails. So like a lot of horse farms we're finding are good conversions because a lot of times they had like trails through the woods for the horseback riding and lessons and they have open fields. Or yes, if you have heavy equipment, then you can pretty quickly, depending on your skill level, carve some trails or dig some holes or drop some tires.
Yep. 7 miles in Northern Virginia sounds like
that
guy can make a lot of money if he sold that to something else. But no, he wants...
Yeah, he lives on the land. It's like 100. How many acres?
120
is it?
acres.
Yeah.
So he's in a conservation easement. So he can't develop the land.
Yeah.
So this gives him an avenue to make money on the land without, while keeping the land natural and rural.
He's only like 28 minutes from Dulles International Airport.
Okay, that's close to my old house.
So is it bonus points if there's like a stream or something that do you have to stay away from that?
We don't
kind
talk
of
about
stuff?
streams.
Ideally, you do not go play in like normal water that leads like the Chesapeake Bay.
Right.
I'm not going to say people don't, but ideally, if we have a property, we're probably going to just.
Yeah.
Have I told you my river story?
There.
Y'all know my
river
river story?
Is that from the photo you showed me?
No, that is okay. So the photo that I shared to you guys was
you're in deep water.
October 2nd of 2015, I believe. I just gotten engaged.
Okay.
What I didn't realize is when you get engaged, your wife has to have her nails done. So there is a storm that has been brewing. So we got to get to the mall.
The flooding storm.
So that is the Virginian Pilot front page.
Oh, that's right.
He's taking a picture.
So
it's where the old.
Oh my God.
That's where Lake Olney is, which is where the Chrysler is, where Tech Night was a little while ago. And it's probably 3 feet of water. I made it through.
You were deep.
I made it through like a warrior. Learned a lot that day. Could have been a disaster. But no, that's not the story I was going to tell you guys about. My mom has an Isuzu Trooper. I'm in 11th grade.
Okay.
About a week before, my buddy has a nice souped up truck, and we go through literally a river. It's probably 20 feet long, and I don't know how deep, 2 to 4 feet deep. He goes through that like it's his job. I said, Mom, I got an idea.
Famous last words.
We didn't even make it to the river. There's a mud puddle, and we get stuck in that, and that sucker just starts
sinking.
Sinking.
Yep.
And this is a road that back in the day is what would be your spots now.
Okay.
No one drives by it.
Mm-hmm.
It just like we happen to have a truck that could pull us out at the right time.
Lucky.
You know? And he pulled us out, and my mom never made me pay for that car. It still worked afterwards, barely, but
Well, like, with that, are you all like certified raters? Like, do you have like, is it like skiing? Like you have your different types of slopes, your black diamonds and your double black diamonds or whatever, so that you know the difficulty level of.
That's a great question.
Go ahead.
Don't
Out
go
west,
through this.
they've got some more. Yes, it is very similar to skiing. Out west, they do color code the trails, but there's a big divide on the West Coast versus East Coast. Two totally different terrain types. You know, on the West Coast, it's a lot of you're either wheeling in the mountains, snow wheeling in the mountains, or you're blasting through the desert at high speeds. And so it's a lot easier to categorize those trails, whereas the East Coast has a lot more variation in the conditions that you're going to see on the trail, because it can be dry or it can be wet, and
completely changes it.
You know, a trail that is covered in cold, wet mud is immensely more difficult than a dry trail that you're just going to hardly even need four-wheel drive.
So usually how we do that, because since our locations are so close to the cities, they have cell phone service, we have like assistants out there. We call them ambassadors. So they're experienced off-roaders that can recover them, help, you know, beginners, answer questions. So usually, depending on the day, right, we'll let them know, hey, these are the areas the beginners can go in. If you're stock, you don't want to go over here. I mean, you can try it. We'll pull you out, but I wouldn't recommend. So it's usually like the trail system in Northern Virginia. One ride, it was super dry. Stock tires were fine. You didn't need mud terrains or all terrains. You're good. The next weekend, it rained a bunch and everyone got stuck. So it really is one of those where, like skiing, it's like skiing, right? It's got snow on it. So ours, it kind of depends on the weather too. So yeah, and if it's snow, it makes it that much more difficult because it just compacts. So then everything gets muddy, slicker. Yeah.
Also, the wet weather causes a lot more erosion on the land.
Yeah.
Right.
So if we have wet weather moving in the night before an event, we'll typically cancel those events because any additional erosion on the land is going to, you know, sacrifice future revenue that you could make on that land because it'll become unusable eventually. Yeah. So,
depending on the
land
weather,
preservation is at top of mind for us.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So is there like service level agreements then with the landowners? Like you survey the land before, and then when it's done, you return it to the way that it once was, or
no?
This ain't a hotel, Tim. Come on.
Well, no.
I mean, there is an agreement that we sign with them that has like, you know, your protections, your indemnification, what happens if we cancel, what happens if you want to cancel the contract, yada 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 yada, all that fun stuff. But no, because most of these people, they're either off-roaders themselves, they're farmers, so they're using the land and they have the equipment. So like if we just stop, it just stays how it is and they're just going to continue using it, or they'll just back drag it and then it's done. So it hasn't really been an issue because we haven't had to stop. So
I feel like in the late 2010s, you guys were pretty heavy on trying to get the actual your part going. You were at a lot of different locations. That's kind of the second big evolution. The new park part of it is a new evolution. Like, is it difficult to pivot to those things? Is it difficult to make the decision like, hey, like we've just spent our last 5 years on this thing. And now like we have data that's telling us that maybe we've been in the wrong place, but then moving to it, like how do you guys have those conversations? You guys are married too, by the way.
We are married.
So that's an interesting conversation. Like you guys never you guys are always seeing each other like 24/7.
Yes.
Like
all day, every day.
Yeah. Wheeling ain't easy, baby. Like,
oh, you're laughing still. That's a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, how do you guys have those conversations to say, I don't know, like this doesn't, because you never really know, even when you go to that thing, even if you have evidence, like how do you start to have those conversations, make those decisions? What's that like? Because you guys have done it at least 3 times that I know of.
Yes. Well, yeah, we pivoted from a closed trail map to a free map, and then pivoted off-road parks and then to the marketplace, which is now like working. I actually really like that question. So I think it was Steve Jobs who had this quote, and he talks about life is just a series of dots and you don't really understand until later how they connect. And so when everyone asks me that question, I always tell them like, at no point I remember what we were like, oh my gosh, like we've got to figure out how to pivot. It just like all these things just started happening and you just kind of follow where I don't want to say the least path of resistance, but where the traction's going, right? So we were building the map. It was going well, but it was like, okay, All Trails is coming on the scene. We're seeing that this isn't an information problem. Like people need places to go off-roading, and whoever can solve that is going to win this space, right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you have an app, if there's nowhere to go off-roading, right? Mm-hmm. So we were like, okay, well, how do we do that, right? And so then it was the KOA, and we got really close several times. The Owls Creek Golf Course, what was it, Isle of Wight, Smithfield, and then Suffolk. Mm-hmm. But then like every time you get to the end and it's just like ridiculous the things they want you to do or the hoops they want you to jump through or like to even get it off the ground. So then we were like, okay, what do we do now? So our first location we actually launched as like a crowdfunding tool. Like, hey, you can come wheel and you have to donate, like name your own price, and all that money goes towards like, because at the time we were trying to get wetland studies done.
This is the proving grounds?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. This is Wyatt?
Yep. Yes. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. And then that was super successful because we weren't sure 3 acres, like, are they going to come? Are they going to come back? Mm-hmm. Are they going to have fun? Like, what would they pay for it?
Had you figured out agritourism at that point? Mm-mm. No. Okay.
No, that's why it was name your own price. It was voluntary. So it wasn't a commercial operation. Okay. But
So
obviously
you were trying to find a loophole to get through. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Because that was like you're donating to the cause. We had like a whole crowdfunding thing set up.
I remember always seeing donate and I was like, that's interesting. I wonder why.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, but at that time that was working, and our second location was still name your own price, which funnily enough, 97% of the people will pay what you tell them the recommended amount is. Mm-hmm. So that was fun to learn. Like even if they could come for $0, 97% would pay what you say.
Well, I feel like the numbers I've seen is like $65, $75, which for a couple hours, I mean, things aren't easy or things aren't cheap these days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Back then, I think you could get it for like 35.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Reasonable
Our
pricing.
cheapest now is 40, which is the trail ride all the way up to 150, depending on the location.
Well, and I imagine that you can probably make things pretty bougie now. It like closer to the bigger cities.
Yes. Yeah. Like the one in Northern Virginia, he has a porta potty, which is a big deal because our other ones do not. Its amenities are primitive, so plan accordingly.
That is not
we usually tell them on their ticket, like, here's the closest Royal Farms or Wawa. We suggest you stop before you come. So it was a big deal. He had like a porta potty, and it's like a bougie one. It's like not your nasty.
I'm not sure that the word bougie and porta potty should ever be in the same.
I'll have to show you photos. He made this thing look so nice.
Do not want to see photos of a porta potty.
So, but it's all up to, it just depends on the landowner. But so we just kind of followed the path and then what was coming up in front of us. And then how do we make this work? Is it scalable? Can you get investment? Can you, expand this to the entire US? Because ultimately we don't want to just do it here. We're trying to solve the problem for the market at large. And then finally we landed on the marketplace. Mm-hmm. It was working. They'd pay for it. We found a way to expand. Investors were interested. It was a scalable business model.
Tell me about the market. Did you find that you're attracting more four-wheelers, or was it expanding to across genders, younger, older? How was that going?
You got this, Britt, but yes, there have been some surprises in finding out who wants to come off-road.
Yeah. So when we first started in this space, the off-road market was about 83% male. At least this was like back in 2015, right? We were marketing on Facebook, 83% male. So when we started the off-road events in this area, we were consistently getting like half the ticket sales would be women. And I was like, wow, are just more people getting into off-roading, or what's going on here? And so we found out, one, because I'm the voice of marketing. So they see a girl. So that makes them feel like, oh, I'll be welcome there. There'll be someone like I know, even if I'm not there, they still feel comfortable. And then the other one was because they know there's support. It's a group. And they have cell phone service. That's a big one, right? Because like women, they don't want to go out into the middle of the woods. You're out there on your own. Like if you break down and you don't have cell phones, then like, what are you going to do? So a lot of them didn't feel comfortable going, or they didn't quite know how to like put it in 4-wheel drive, or what happens if my lockers don't engage? How do I handle this? When do I do this? And so they can come and ask all these questions. So is
there a classroom setting beforehand that you can do like
we make that available?
Yes.
Okay. That's a whole separate event. Classes and events.
Yeah, we added classes because everyone kept asking us, can we have a beginner class, blah, blah, blah. So we do offer classes. We do a quick driver's meeting, and they'll identify any beginners. And if they need help, they just can call on the radio, and we tell them, extra attention to beginners, eyes on.
Well, the crazy thing is like, I'm sure when you were first starting this, you're like, our TAM is this. Mm-hmm. And then as you continue to go through, your TAM gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's crazy how large it can become.
Yeah, there's 160 million off-roaders worldwide, 70 million in the US, and in 2023, 50 million Americans went off-roading. So it's like 1 in 7 Americans. It's a lot more than people think. And then like the current locations only serve the top 10% of the market, like the most experience. Like you need to know what you're doing. You need to have your equipment. You need to have a trailer, camping gear. And then the rest of the market is just kind of like, good luck. And so we're tapping into this huge women and beginner market that no one's serving. So that's been really fun.
Yep. Yeah. And speaking back to the TAM and seeing that evolve over time.
Oh, yeah.
When we first started Where2Wheel back in 2013, 2014, 2015 timeframe, when we were analyzing the market, checking the TAM, it was a 36. So our secret hack for trying to find a TAM quickly is to go on Facebook, enter their advertising, enter the
Target
ad center,
audience.
and then build an audience that you want to target to. And then you can get a top line number of how many of those people exist in the US, or, how many Facebook says exist in the US, but it's a fairly safe number to go off of. So you punch in off-roaders in the US and you will get 36 million in 2015. But you go and do that same exercise, and we just did that. So we were operating off that 36 million number all the way through Founder University with launch.
Jason.
And then when we got into the accelerator, we were like, well, let's double check that TAM, because investors were beating us around. They're saying there's no way the market's 36 million large. No way it's that big. So then I get back on Facebook and I'm paying
Thinking
attention.
that's too big.
Yes, the investors were saying 36 million is too large. And I punch it into Facebook and it comes up with 77 million. And just,
and then we had to do a fun market exercise. So we did a market analysis with Gemini Deep Research while we were in the accelerator. And then that's where it verified the 70 to 77 million in the US. And then that's where the 50 million went off-roading in 2023, which is through 3 different studies. It was Ken Research, the Outdoor Association, and there was one other one. So then we were able to actually say, okay, like, here's your market. So it had almost over doubled in under, I think it was 8 years. So
that's interesting. Because I guess if you think about, there's 330 million people in the United States, and the average, that means average family has a couple cars, and of that, there's so many of them are SUV slash 4-wheel drive.
Yeah,
it's
much bigger than you would think.
Right.
Yes.
And then I think it was by 2028, it's gonna, I can't remember the exact number. It's gonna increase to where like it's between 70 and 80% of all new car sales are gonna be SUV, van, and 4x4s. So drastically increasing.
I always think you guys are super gritty. You guys are super curious, which I love. But I feel like, and I know you're going to want to touch on this, but I want to open it and then let you grab it. Because, we're still trying to figure out how to communicate. Usually I'm looking at him on a screen.
Right.
Okay. Your chat.
There's very little chat.
We can just look at each other the right way. Like, you're next.
Right,
Same.
So you guys have been curious from a networking perspective too, where you're willing to meet other people, listen to other people. And I think something that's really interesting is, how we met, right? You fit in that somehow. You go to a networking happy hour with Jake Maines, and Chris somehow is involved at that point. I think Shelton.
Chris Shelton.
But you guys meet Wyatt at Jake's event, who ends up becoming the one that gives you the proving ground. You guys go to Start Peninsula in 2018. You meet Jason there. That turns into a lot of this other stuff. And so like, I get, it's great that you're willing to be curious, to have conversations, to see where it goes when you never know where it's going to go. And I think there's so many founders that are just like, why isn't it coming to me? It's like, well, are you actually putting yourself in the right situation and communicating too? Because it's not just about showing up. I think it's showing up and having a purpose and doing something while being there and exploring during that. And so kudos to you guys for constantly willing to do that.
Thank you.
I pull him out.
Well, we've got a story from just last night. We signed a term sheet for our pre-seed round that was actually came to us through 1 Million Cups connection.
Yeah, we met him there.
Yes.
Yeah, David Leone, shout out. I haven't even told him yet. We were in the grocery store at Harris Teeter, and we saw him, and he was like, "Hey, how's it going?" I saw it, and we're like, "Oh, we're working on the pre-seed raise. The West Coast VCs, they're not getting it as well. We're going to focus on East Coast VCs." And he was like, "I have someone. Text me later." And so, like, a lot of times, the biggest thing in a startup is you need to follow up, right? Like I have so many horror stories where I'm like, how did you not follow up on that? So the first thing I did when we got home, hey, David, blah, 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 blah. He sent it. We, quick action gets you results. I tell people that. So we connected with the guy, Alex, and we had 2 meetings and signed the term sheet. I mean, like, it's just like when they say it's about the people, it really is. But you can't be like afraid to tell people like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is where we're struggling. Like, do you know anyone that might be, because we could have just done a surface conversation like, oh, it's going great. How are you? But it was like, he's asking, he's genuine. He might know someone that can help. Take the opportunity. Sometimes it turns into something, sometimes it doesn't.
He was the big M&A guy for a long time, right?
Yeah. And then he was building Day One, which was a calendar thing for a while. Yep.
Yeah.
So.
But like Britt said, you really have to be willing to share your vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
Because if you don't let them know that you've got a problem that you're looking for a solution to, they're not going to introduce a solution.
And maybe they know someone, maybe they don't. Or maybe they meet someone in a week and they're like, oh.
Was he buying anything good at Harris Teeter?
We were in the fruit section.
Fruit and veggies. So
yeah. Okay.
I don't remember. I was getting lemons. I can remember that.
Maybe a salad for Mr. Ryan over here.
That's right. Well, the crazy thing is, though, is that like what people don't realize is that it took me almost 2 years to get Jason to go to start Peninsula.
Dang.
And then it took like another 2 years as he was episode 100. He was our guest on the Fervent 4 show. So it's just like, it takes persistence and it takes, you can't stop.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just gotta be willing, and you gotta be able to handle rejection, which he does better than me, but I'm getting better. Like when you're fundraising or like when you're talking to people, like you have to be okay with them not liking your company, or it's not the time, like, and not letting that be like, oh.
Is Stripe the company that had like 400 pitches and never?
I remember there's so many of those.
There's a lot of them.
But a big unicorn that had that.
Canva was the big one. Yeah. Because everyone was telling her like, Adobe or Photoshop does all this. And there's not a market that needs this, was her big problem, which was true. She was just making it easier. And then now I guess in that case, massive.
The market, it wasn't addressed that wasn't a creative who was doing it at that point, and then realizing that everyone could do Canva. The challenge with Canva is that everything looks the same.
Right. Calm was another one. They almost ran out of money.
Yep.
Where2Wheel.
No, but we've done really good.
That's one of the things, though, I tell so many founders is like, this is part of your story. It's like, it sucks now, but you got to grind through it. And it's like, it's going to make you sharper. And it's just like, aren't you glad you didn't give that person equity? You learned a valuable lesson as a result. Oh my gosh, or you made sure that you vest over time before anything. There's so many lessons learned. It just makes you sharper.
Yes.
It's so hard.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It takes a unique skill set.
Well, when you think about how many things have to go right.
Yeah, a lot.
I mean,
you got to have luck. Like if you someone's got to, you're not getting there without luck. I don't care what anyone says.
Luck and perseverance.
Yes.
And
because
timing.
It's guaranteed you're going to hit
timing.
You're at Harris Teeter at the right time.
Yes. We got lucky.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those, like it is luck, but it's also like Zack was saying, we went to 1MC, we made the connections. Like I remember when he was building Day One, we met with him and like talked about different things, ideas for him. So like, it's almost like a give and take. Like you have to give to the community if you want something back too, right? Like,
I mean, you could easily make the argument that you guys were slacking a little on the Dave Leone story really too, because you hadn't been following up with them, right?
No.
You guys you got lucky in that case that it happened. But I think a lot of people struggle with, well, I don't know what to say right now, but I have this connection. How do I keep it going?
And that's why I tell so many founders, it's like just your monthly updates, quarterly updates, just to keep that relationship warm. And it's just, and a lot of times it may not be it's just they're waiting for you to hit the right number. How many people are on the platform? What is your monthly revenue? Are you hitting those targets you need to hit? Then maybe it's time.
Yeah, we send out monthly. I send out monthly investor
and,
a little battle. Got a little battle
here. I do all
here.
that stuff.
Yeah. And the updates, so that's how you impress the folks at Founder U, and that's why we got Jason's launch funnel.
Yeah, so Founder U, it's like their incubator, right? So like ours was cohort 7. This was January 2023, I think. 2024, 2024, one of those. All the years start falling together. Like
too true.
I don't know how. And my grandfather's tangent is just like it gets so much faster, and I'm like, I can't even keep it straight now. So we had been watching Jason since Start Peninsula, and we kept seeing Founder University, and like we were like, oh, well, we're probably not there. Like we probably don't have enough traction. And it was like the last day. So deadline was at midnight, and Dave comes over to me at like 9:00, and he's like, hey, I'm just gonna apply for this. And I was like, okay. I was like, we're not gonna we're not gonna get in.
You said it was a waste of time.
Waste of time. I did. I said, are you sure this is probably a waste of time? You have other things you need to do.
Yeah, it's a fire. It's New Year's Eve. Like, make the dinner. Come on, get the pots and pans ready for midnight. Like, let's go.
But you did apply, and then we got like an email within like 30 minutes. Like, you're accepted. I was like, holy cow.
Was it a hard app to put together?
No, the bar is really low for Founder University.
It's not low, but like how they do it is like they get so many applications. So like for our cohort, there was 2,000 applications. So that's a lot. So it's basically bare bones. Like, what are you building? Because they're looking for, the 3 things they look for are, do you have a founding team? Are you a solo founder, or do you have more than one person? Do you have tech in-house or someone on your team that can do tech? And is it a scalable like channel he likes? Yeah, like he likes marketplaces, SaaS, it depends. AI is okay. Now he's more into AI. So if you fall into those 3 buckets, then you get like an intro call with someone from their team. And then if that goes well, then you get your acceptance. So it's kind of bare bones up front. What are you building? Where are you at? Is it an idea? Do you have revenue? Yada, yada. And then that's a 12-week course. So you meet with them throughout that. And at the end, they'll give out investments. So now they can give out $25K, or they can give their accelerator deal, which is $125K, and you get a convertible note. And so throughout that process, every week you have to submit your updates, on Sunday night before the week starts. And so I took it very seriously, and I would, actually give them an update, good and bad. And then midway through, one of them like pinged us like, hey, we need to hop on a call with you. And we're like, what did we do wrong? And then they were like, you guys are just flying under the radar. These updates are like outstanding. Like, what are you building? Tell us more. And then that opened the conversation that got us the $125K.
Is that Kelly?
No? Yes, it was Kelly. Yes. Yeah. Kelly and Presh were running our cohort. So back at the time.
Presh is great.
I like Presh.
He's a runner, if I recall.
Well,
he's doing his Polar app and like Polar Plunge, the Sun one, and there's a third one now. It's like all like health fitness apps.
Yeah, Presh is a good guy.
Yeah, and he's a really great, I don't know his handle, but he's a really great like building in public example that they would use all the time. Like he follows that protocol pretty well. So.
Yeah, he was I don't know if he was the inside, but he was our go-to person to get Jason on.
Okay. Yeah, he was with their team for a while.
Yeah. His whole story is crazy too.
Yes. Oh. And he was awesome. He was so much fun to work with. Him and Kelly, shout out.
The whole organization.
The whole launch team. Bianca, all of them are amazing. You can't really go wrong.
They are fun.
Yeah.
All because you showed up to Start Peninsula.
Yeah.
And that came from there.
Exactly.
And
we didn't even win.
What the crazy?
That's
I did not.
Six, if I recall, this is an asinine stat. 6 companies pitched directly to Jason, of which
7.
7. Okay,
5 of them were offered money,
and none of them followed up. Not one of them followed up. Like, how are you dumb?
He offered $100,000.
That's 5 insane.
Of them, they all turned him down.
Didn't you say there was a story like that at your pitch?
Yeah, I won't name names in case it goes through, but it was
this company right here.
We had a company in our cohort. At the end, you have an in-person demo day. So you're going to Fenwick and West, which is the huge law firm that works with all the big companies in Silicon Valley. You're going to Sequoia, which is the one that's invested in every single one of them. Right. And then we were at Google, right? So
which one's that? Google.
Everyone knows what Google is. But so like when you're sitting at the table with Sequoia and their head partners, so these are the people that, were first checks in for Facebook. Roloff and Stephanie. Yeah, YouTube. They have a wall of all their companies, and you're just like, just all of them. You're like, gosh, how much do they have under asset management? 85 billion. A lot. So like big, can open a lot of doors. And I'm like, one of them had a connection to one of the managers, and they're like, oh, this is really interesting. I even know people that could use this, follow up with me. The next day I'm like, did you follow up? Did he get back? Like I sent a thank you, nice to meet you. And he got back to me in 2 minutes. And he's like, oh, I haven't emailed him.
It is stunning how fast.
Oh, on top of it.
Busy people, how fast they respond to emails.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, granted, this is a microcosm, but even when we ask people to be on the show, it's like the busiest people are the ones that reply the fastest. And then the ones that it's just like, come on, we're trying to throw you a bone. You're like, oh, too busy. And they come up with every excuse. And then
I think the theory why that is, because I'm that person quick, is because as soon as I see it, I've got to respond, unless it's something that I need to go do due diligence on, because I'm going to forget. So it's just open it, respond right away, done. Then I don't have to remember to come back. The list is,
I think that's fair.
Just runs.
Yeah, I think to be a successful entrepreneur, your default has to be take action.
Yeah.
As opposed to, resting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's the same way for Navy SEALs. Yeah. Like, if they see a situation unfolding.
Well, you can't wait.
Right. Yeah. You can, pack mentality, which humans are pack creatures. We just sit and watch it happen. But if you want to be that leader, that standout, if you want to be the exemption from the crowd, you have to take action. Yeah.
I don't know. It boggles my mind. I mean, it really makes me crazy, especially when I can see the pathway to success and they fumble the ball.
Yeah. The man can afford 7 aircraft carriers, but you don't send him a follow-up email saying thank you for your time.
Could he really afford 7?
Yeah. That's $14 billion a piece.
Sequoia Capital could afford 7. I mean, I don't know how much he's worth, but they were awesome. Everyone was really fun to work with.
It's interesting that people can get that far in business and still have that characteristic in their arsenal, in their toolbox, that it could be that bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why you need co-founders, right? To balance out where your weaknesses are.
I know that there's a lot of times where, especially, we had 2 big back-to-back events. We had the World Cup, and then we went right into Tech Night. And there were some times I'm like, man, I'm just tired. I'm really tired. And Zack would be like, come on, let's go. I'm like, all right, man. That's just, but so it's, I totally.
10 years younger, somewhat better hair. Like, come on.
You had to pull that out.
But it's just one of those things. You don't want to let your co-founder down. You've got to keep going. And
we missed you guys at the World Cup.
Yeah, we were in Disney.
Of course.
Family vacation.
Of course.
I told you guys, that's the worst week. The end of August.
Is that how you guys met?
Yes.
Freaking Disney cruise.
Disney Christmas cruise in the teen club. I asked him to dance and he said no. He said no. Yes.
You asked him to dance?
I did. He said no.
Oh.
But then the same thing he said, I don't dance.
Oh. So was there a follow-up question?
No. Because it was like a group. So I was just like.
Where you had your persistence? You just kept on.
No. I was like, okay, forget him. Rude. And then we ran into each other. I mean, it's a boat, you're going to see that there's only, and this is their smaller boats.
You see
there's
the
only
same
so many
people
kids. Yeah.
People don't get that. Like you.
All over the cruise, you will see the same people. And I was like, oh, and then we ended up like at a game show thing. And then we were talking and then here we are. So.
Well, I mean, what?
Okay. So after the cruise, last day of the cruise, we exchanged phone numbers, AOL Instant Messenger usernames.
Yes, AIM, because that's what you talked on.
Pass snaps to.
That wasn't there yet. I still have, or you have. I don't know if you have it on the cruise paper we wrote it on.
Brittany gets home to Iowa. I get home to Virginia Beach. Yep. We'll hop on the phone and we figure out when we're going to next meet up is spring break in Jamaica.
That's where my family is. So you can imagine I'm 15 years old telling my parents, oh, I'm dating this guy in Virginia. My parents are like, this isn't going to last. And so we were talking and my family was going to Jamaica. Now this is back in the day where nobody was going to Jamaica. That's a whole nother story. Like it was crazy. Like just the airport, but it was so much fun. We've gone a couple of times. So his spring break was different, right? It wasn't the same week. And so he goes to his parents. He's like, hey, Brittany's going to Jamaica. Can we go? And his mom was like, you have to make honor roll. And she's like, he's not going to make it. He's never made honor roll. Made it a week before. So she had to book flights.
Damn.
And then our parents totally hit it off. And then
grades have always been a question of motivation as opposed to, if I'm interested, I'll crush it out of the park. But not interested, I'm going to figure out how many assignments I can skip and still pass the class.
Where I'm the 100% opposite. 4.0 whole way.
Really?
Love school.
And how much of that knowledge do you still use today?
And how many people have asked you your GPA?
No one.
As opposed to you offering
No one. But yeah, so we were different in school.
What was your GPA?
You were still like a 3.3, 3.4.
Oh, you act like you're a dummy. Yeah. Come on, man.
No, he's not. He's smart. And he's just not like he would calculate in his classes like, oh, well, I don't have to do this assignment. And if I don't, I'll get a C. As long as I have a C minus, I'm fine.
But then he met you. And then he's like, we got to scale this up.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we can go to
In
Jamaica.
high school. Then in college, you're just like, I don't care.
Yeah, the professors hate it when you selectively choose not to do their assignments.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because you're literally paying tens of thousands of dollars to go to a place. It's like, yo, let me do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hobbies? Do you guys have hobbies?
Off-roading.
Do you guys actually off-road at the places sometimes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who's the better off-roader?
Oh, I just ride. I'm a passenger princess.
You'll have the...
I do not drive that. I'll drive it some, but if it's like going to be crazy, like I'm the filmer. I get out and I film everything.
Great commentary.
Yes, but, I'm the radio person.
So this has been a learning experience for Britt, is that she's had to develop a thick skin because we post a lot of videos to social media and a lot of them go viral. And so there was one video that was going viral where it's us riding in the cab of Tiffy, my Jeep. We're going through a mud pit and Britt's freaking out a little bit because it's getting deep. Water's starting to come up over the hood. But,
which, if you don't know, will swamp your engine. And that's like a $5,000 repair. So you can see why I'm freaking out.
The story earlier, I learned that's what could happen because if it goes through the exhaust the wrong way.
And I've seen it happen and I know. And I'm like, so I'm filming and freaking out at the same time.
Yep.
But we posted the video because we do a lot of just raw, marketing.
Clips.
Like I don't do like your, it's all fancy. Just some of them are, but I just post it. Yeah. And every platform, it just went viral. And all the comments.
There's 1,000+ comments telling Britt to shut up.
Be quiet. Why is she in the vehicle? Leave her at home. She's too loud.
Just so you guys all know, those are the same people who are currently on a Disney cruise in the teen section who are 13 years old.
I'm just like, whatever. Like all of our channels are monetized. So I'm like, I'm just making money off you. So then I was just egging them on. And then, that one clip, it was like 15 seconds, 20 seconds. I think that one got like 3 or 4 million views across all.
Tiffy?
It was
Tiffy.
Ridiculous.
It was written on the key when I bought the Jeep.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so we're okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. And when it acts up, we call it Tiffy Fits. It's throwing a Tiffy fit.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have Passenger Princess t-shirts?
I don't. No, I should get some.
You can have Where2Wheel Passenger Princess t-shirts.
Put it on the back.
That you can, that you can totally.
I'd wear one.
Yeah.
So remember Bob Ross, the painter?
Yes.
So there's this style of videos now called ASMR. I don't know what that stands for. But they say that's what he was doing was ASMR, that people would watch it. They didn't really care about his drawing. It was soothing at night and they would watch it. So there's a lot of content on YouTube now that says like ASMR and some of it's like food related. So I'm not surprised that style of sound, raw sound videos are doing well because it seems like there is an uptick in YouTube videos and maybe other platforms too with that kind of stuff in there. So
we went from like on social media, people want to really curated, like fancy videos, needs to like have a lot of editing, to like now, like unless you're like doing like if you're just posting like a quick reel, like just post it. It can be raw. You don't have to like
Gary
take your voice out of it.
Gary opened that pizza place.
Yeah.
People love the sound of the pizza because it's got a crunch to it.
Yeah.
So
there's
they
all the
that.
sound videos. Even the one like the nails. Oh my gosh.
That I would comment on it like I'm a 13-year-old on a Disney cruise. Like, get this off. But
funnily enough, my first viral post was a meme of Bob Ross, and it was like the painting, and it was like, I'm gonna put a little Jeep trail right here. That was my very first viral post.
I like that.
Yeah, that was a while ago. But that's full circle.
Y'all have always been good at social.
Yeah.
It's when you're selling off-roading to off-roaders, that's pretty easy.
Okay, well, you guys have sucked at it then.
Well, we're lucky because we have our own content. Like I don't have to go find or figure out the content. Like when we have an event, everyone films, I send out a Google Photos album so they can drop it all in. So then they basically do it for me. And then I just go in and I'm like, okay, I like this. I don't like this. Let's put this together. We're going to post this. Like we have
your content's
folders of content.
It's not like you're like, hey man, I'm developing this website. This is really exciting stuff.
Getting content to go far is much more difficult for you guys than it is for us.
Yes.
So on that kind of track, when we did the World Cup back in August, when we were talking to different companies to pitch, it was like, we want this to be experiential. We don't want you to just get up there and be like, hi, I'm Dave from Where2Wheel, and I'm building this, and it's cool. You should buy it. I forgot there was a camera there until like 30 seconds, and then I started looking down. All right. So when I'm talking to these people, I'm like, hey, like we want to do something that will be remembered. So we had one girl who has a company called Chair One Fitness, and that she would literally just from the middle of the stage do Chair One. The crowd was electric for her.
Gosh.
It was crazy.
That's
we had
fun.
a crunchy hydration.
Yep. Yeah.
We did a crunchy
the
drink
chug
off,
contest.
which was supposed to be like the hot dog eating contest.
Oh my gosh! But all those bubbles.
Well,
like,
that's
like the Sprite challenge, right?
Oh my gosh! Chugging seltzer.
it may or may not have gotten on the floor, but we got permission.
Okay.
So for next year, if we do the cup,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to figure out a way to get you guys to do some wheeling on stage, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like Jeep Jam, where they had all of it inside.
We could get all those little kid 4-wheelers up on there. Oh yeah.
The little Barbie Jeep.
Yeah. Tiffy.
Tiffy too small.
Tiffy too small. Yeah. It's gone off the rails. I love it.
Oh gosh.
Do you miss having a Jeep?
Sometimes I do, but the things that I don't miss is like wet seats.
Cleaning it.
It's like, or like I would have a bikini top up there, and then like it would rain, it would be all sagged down, and then you would turn the corner, and then it would just all the water coming down. It was just like that part I don't.
My wife hates that too.
Yeah, that's the stuff I don't miss. But
so nowadays when Toyota is charging you a subscription to access your Bluetooth in your car,
are you serious?
If you want to sync your sync your phone to your car and listen to music,
really,
$15 a month.
Access
if you want to use
GPS.
your navigation from your phone to your car, that's another $15 a month. So a 98 Cherokee doesn't look too bad in the age of subscriptions.
That's
to
what you have?
your heated seats.
Yeah.
I thought my 11 Wrangler was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're lucky because the doors don't come off, so it can only get so muddy. Like, I mean, but if you go through with the windows down.
Yeah. Well, that's why they have those power washers.
Yeah.
But you're a Tesla guy, Tim. Elon's not going to do
Well, no, I
like
was
that.
we're at tech night, and I go up to Terry, and Terry's like, we're taking the Cybertruck out to Where2Wheel. And I'm like,
the trail ride.
Okay.
I heard this story.
I've been waiting for a Cybertruck. They totally can go off-roading.
Well, we'll find out, and we'll leave recording. And if they get stuck, you'll have
and the trail ride. You get to hunt for tree
That'll probably
bags.
be the most viral video if we get that thing stuck.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you want to be the first.
I got a mud hole for you. Detour.
I mean, it has to be able to get wet.
So, you can put it
in,
you can put it in wade mode, and you can go through 35 inches of water because the battery pack becomes airtight. So that seals off, and you don't have an air intake, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, we had a Rivian come out to Academy, which has like the water fording, has a hard bottom water fording pit. So Academy is a government training facility, so they can adjust the depth. And so the Rivian has higher ground clearance because they don't have all, you don't have your diff covers, all that underneath. And so they raised the depth, and he went through it. It was really cool. That video was fun.
Amazon has a big contract with them. Those things look pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yes.
The funny thing though was he got stuck in a mud pit. And so when you're talking through a recovery, a lot of times they'll be like, put it in neutral while we get this hooked up. Don't spin the tires. We're just going to winch back some, right? So they kept telling him to put it in neutral, but there is no neutral in a Rivian. The closest is called car wash mode. But when you put in car wash mode, all the windows roll up. So we were like battling the car wash mode in the window. It was really fun.
Oh,
we got him out.
Yeah, we did get him out.
You know the fancy pedestal type of things that people have in their driveway and nicer homes, whatever they have them on each side. I was driving home from work the other, I don't know. And this guy, he was in a 4-wheel vehicle of some kind. Okay. And the reason I don't remember is because I'll get to that point. He was trying to pull out some bushes out of the side of his yard, had the chain hooked up. The chain must have gave way, and just his truck was sitting on top of that cement.
Oh, jeez.
So that's not
chain
good.
broke. He went up on top of the pedestal.
Too much torque.
Yeah. So I'm sure that you have to be super careful with some of these people. They probably get a little too big for their britches.
So one thing, we have Where2Wheel ambassadors at every event. These are crowdsourced off-road safety personnel that we vet. We make sure they have multiple years of experience. They know how to hook up a recovery and how to get a vehicle unstuck. Because that's where the most risk of injury or something going wrong is in our events. Is when a vehicle gets stuck and
especially
you gotta get a
chain.
vehicle out.
Oh yeah, we don't use no metal. It has to be all soft shackles, synthetic rope, dampers.
Yeah, we use all like Britt said, synthetic rope materials, because when that snaps, they don't store the energy, whereas the chain still has that stored energy and will go flying, whereas the synthetic rope stuff just drops to the ground.
Yeah,
I've learned.
We
so
do
much
a
today.
lot of safety. Yeah,
but you're transferring 30,000 pounds of force through that chain or whatever you're using. So there's, it'll cut straight through a human body if it goes flying.
Final destination 7 at a Where2Wheel park near you.
No.
No,
Don't say that.
Okay, well, I was just kidding.
So we minimize all metal, use synthetic fabrics when possible, rope shackles,
And people are surprisingly they understand that this person's opening their land. Like, this is a courtesy. You are paying, but they don't have to do this. So everyone's very respectful. Like they won't what I would say, dig out stuff or go places they're not supposed to go. Like, they follow the rules. We haven't really had any issues with that. And, it's also that psychological. If you're willing to pay a certain amount to go do this, you're more likely to respect it than not, right? Than if you were free. So we don't get a lot of the riffraff crowd.
Well, you're out. It's a long day. You're out there. You're going through your mud. You're dirty, but you're hungry. You want a little something to eat. Yeah. Before you go home. You're in this area. Where is the go-to place to stop and get something to eat?
Depends on the location. So if it's Suffolk, everyone likes crispy, crunchy chicken.
Well, in the morning it's crispy, crunchy chicken. After the event, you're going to
Suffolk barbecue at the executive airport. Those are everyone's stops. Moonshine. It depends which area you're coming in from, Delaware or our area. We like the ice cream place at Cape Charles. They have a good walk around. Royal Farms is usually a pretty. Everyone shows up with chicken, chicken tender. And I'm like, where did you get it from? And then everyone's comparing. Apparently it's really good.
Yes. My grandma used to always talk about it.
Chris Shelton is the king of fried chicken in the morning.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The man never eats breakfast.
Chicken and waffles or just fried chicken?
Fried chicken or chicken tenders.
Yep. He'll stop at a gas station. He'll request that they put fresh chicken on, fry it up for him.
I knew he was that.
And that's why he's 15 minutes late to the event.
I knew he was
But then 3 other guests will roll in with the same thing. And they're like, well, they said they cooked it. And I'm like, well, now you know who got it.
We're going to have to hear what his response is to this.
Yeah. Crispy, crunchy chicken. That's his favorite.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Dave and Brittany, thank you guys so much. You guys survived our first ever live in studio shoot. We're super excited for you guys to do this. Maybe we'll do it again. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It was great. Yeah. Great setup.
I don't know how do we stop this thing? Do we just get up and we're done?
The back and black crew.
Peace. Thanks for watching.
Mic drop.